Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted as always to be joined by Niall. If you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already for fight predictions, fight previews, reactions like this one's, interviews with fighters. We do absolutely everything here. So please do subscribe. Niall, good to be joined by you. We have just seen ALYCIA Baumgardner remain as undisputed world super featherweight champion, becoming the first person to defeat Jennifer Miranda in Madison Square Garden, New York, unanimous decision. Give us your reaction to what we have just watched, please.
Yeah, I thought it was a decent enough fight. Job done from Baumgardner. I thought Jennifer Miranda, she gave a great account of herself. She made it a lot closer than people probably thought it was gonna be. She landed big shots. Baumgardner. She probably landed the crisper shots. Did Baumgardner, but she also took a lot of shots that she won't be happy with. She got a bit sloppy at times, but that's credit to Jennifer Miranda. Yeah, she made it interesting, made it close. Baumgardner got maybe a bit too kind of over reliant on the right hand at times, the big right hand, but yeah, job done. She hasn't boxed an awful lot over the last couple of years, Baumgardner, so maybe there's a bit of rust there, but yeah, she got the job done against a good opponent, a capable opponent, who looked, not only was she capable, she looked big for super featherweight. That's one thing I kind of noticed about that as well. It looked like they were a weight division or even maybe two weight divisions apart. But yeah, job done for ALYCIA Baumgardner.
Yeah, for sure. Not that wasn't a great fight, wasn't an awful fight. It was a kind of one of those. 98, 92 were two of the scorecards, and 97, 93. So fairly consistent there. Would you have been against seeing any scorecards that were any closer than that? Now, just thoughts on those.
I don't think I would have complained if it was slightly closer. A lot of them rounds were very close. As I said, Baumgartner did eat a lot of sloppy shots in that one. Miranda did have her success. I had it 7-3, Alicia Baumgartner, but yeah, very close. If there was rounds that were very close, so I can't really. Maybe 98, 92 was maybe doing a slight discredit to the effort of Jennifer Miranda, but yeah, 97, 93 is about right, and I wouldn't have argued at all if it was slightly closer, but not too much closer than what the judges had it.
Yeah, for sure. I think it was nice to see Baumgardner in a more competitive fight tonight. So I was just thinking that fight with Michaela Mayer was 3 years, nearly 3 years ago. And since then, she's not lost many rounds. She's just been in fights where she's been in a different class of the opposition. Whereas tonight that didn't happen. It was a more competitive fight, and Miranda had a fair share of joy with and winning kind of two, three, or maybe even four of the 10 rounds. However, unanimous decision for Baumgardner, and yeah, no interesting scorecards, which has maybe been a theme so far tonight in a couple of the fights. Um, no, Alicia Baumgarten's been at the weight for 8 years now. That's a long time. Be interested to know how easily she makes that weight nowadays, especially after being out the ring for a little while. Um, she's undisputed. What would you like to see her do? I'm not convinced there's piles of names in the featherweight division for her to face. Um, would you like to see her stay at super featherweight division and kind of take on all comers? Or would you like to see her move up to lightweight?
I think, as you said, I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think super featherweight is done now for her in terms of opposition. I don't think there's the big fights there that she needs at this stage of her career. So I think a move up definitely just to get these big names is in order. It's an interesting lightweight division. Of course, you've got Caroline Dubois, Rihanna Dixon, Terry Harper, former opponent, of course. So there is interesting fights there, especially from a UK perspective as well. But I don't know. I'd probably favour Baumgardner against all of them. As you say, she's beaten Terry Harper before decisively. The likes of a Dubois fight would be very interesting. But yeah, I think Alicia Baumgardner, I'd have to make the favourite in that one. And then you've got interest in the main event tonight as well. I know that is that what they're setting up for with putting Baumgardner as the co-main event. They're looking for the winner of that, which is also be a fascinating fight. You know, I know it depends on how the main event goes, but I'd probably favour Taylor or Serrano just at this stage over Baumgardner. But yeah, I think she'll move up. And if I had to, if I had to kind of lay my cards on the table, I do think that's what they're going for. They're going for the winner of Katie Taylor Serrano. That's what they're maybe angling for with this event, to be honest.
Yeah, look, I don't. That's a good shout. Maybe there's a reason why Baumgartner was chief support tonight. So she'll be fresh in people's minds. I agree with you. If Amanda Serrano wins tonight, obviously we're making this video, a few minutes before the main event starts. But I think if Serrano wins, I think there's a good chance we'll see that fight. And I think there's something about two undisputed champions facing each other, whether that be at super featherweight or lightweight or super lightweight. We've got no idea. But I think if Serrano wins, that could definitely happen. Katie Taylor would love to see it, but I'm not so sure. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in this main event and see what's next for Baumgardner. I'm a big fan. I think she's a talented fighter. It was, as I said, it was nice to see her in a more competitive fight tonight. You just hope in the next 12 months, at the age of 31 now as well, you see her kind of in a big fight, whether that's against one of the world champions at lightweight, the winner of Taylor Serrano tonight. But we'll see. Fingers crossed. Now, good to be joined by you as always. Thank you for your time and your opinions, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Cheers, take care.